So I'm just waiting for now. So we're gonna wait 1 more minute to see if people can come, and then we can start today's session. All right, let's start with that. So today these are the trades I have taken. I have taken uh, total 6 trades. Facebook I took on the pre-market, and then the other 5 trades I had on the live session. And the DD has 2 trades. One is I stopped out, but second time when we went into in, I went a small size. It was a bigger winner, but with a small size, that's why I couldn't won a big one. But I'm gonna share you the strategy. It's not about the money, but it's also about the process for you guys to learn and how you can do that. So I'm gonna go through one by one. So my first trade was a Facebook, and I was watching. I was just a bit unlucky on the trade. I was watching it from yesterday. Yesterday I have traded after hours. I shot it under 360. It come down all the way to 356, but I was thinking it might gonna break the 355 level. I didn't took the partial. Immediately it came back up. I was thinking it gonna continue, but then I didn't take the partial, and I have to close that on a break even. And then when I woke up this morning, I went again, shot it under 361.20. Again, it moved almost a dollar, but I was wanted to see a bigger move out of that, and I couldn't get the bigger move, so I stopped out on the break even. In the pre After the market opens, first 5 minutes was really moved all the way to 365 and then came down, but I didn't get a chance to trade because I was busy trading other stocks, so I was unable to trade that stock. Now, the second trade I had is JD short. Okay, so let's look at the JD short, and I'm going to show you the 1 minute candle. So if you look at the daily, let's look at the daily first for you to understand the trading, and then what was my thought process, why did I do that, and before we continue. Uh, Before we continue, I just wanted to showcase to you that you can join me on my live mentoring. Uh, is for only 24.99. I'm doing this. All my trades I have called on my live trading with my students. You can join me, and it's only 24.99. Just for whole for 1 week. You can for 5 days. You can join me. You can trade with me. I'm gonna share my thought process, the decision making, why I like it, where do I take the partial, and there would be a lot of opportunities for you to ask the questions and learn from that. So, and also all my stocks I've selected using a Finviz scanner. And if you wanted to learn about the Finviz, how I can select my stock, I'm also scheduling a workshop which is on August 7th. You can also join. It's only $15.99 for 2 hours of workshop. I will teach you how you can build your scanner, what is my scanning criteria, and it's going to be a good learning opportunity as well. And it's only $15.99, so not too much. And I can post both the links on on the link below, so you can, if you wanted to use that opportunity to engage with me, you can come and join me. So uh, enough, I guess, the commercial, and let's do the main discussion for what for all you're waiting for. So let's look at the JD. So JD, if you look at it, it moved from 61 to 62. We had a lot of trades in the last 2 days, and today I was thinking that it's going to be a week, is going to be a pullback day. So what I did, I was waiting for the right place to short. So if I look at the 1 minute chart, let's go back to let's go back to the 9 o'clock, so better to appreciate what's happening here. Okay. Okay. So in the 9 o'clock, when the 9:30, when the market opens, sharply fell off one candle, two, three, four, and then sharply moved back up. Then I saw there is a consolidation happening under the VWAP. I went short with the risk of 71.76. So almost 27, 25 cents. And it came down, very beautiful entry, moved back up again, never reached to our stop loss, came back down. I added into my position. I took first partial on the low of the previous, which is 70.81. When it spiked up, I took a little bit more off on 71.10, and then I last partial I took it off on 17.50. Who knows? I was thinking that 70.30 could be an important resistance because of the previous day close, but it broke and then moved back up. So I we missed this section, which is also almost 70 cents. But you're never gonna get a chance to uh, take the full move, never. So, but that is the good trade we have. Then we had a long trade. So what happened here? Stock came down and touched the VWAP. I was thinking it's going to be a VWAP reversal. I usually don't add into the losing position, but this was the idea was it, and I announced on my live mentoring session that I'm going a very small size, and if it's going to pull back down, I'm going to add on the 70.20. Our stop loss would be a $70 if break of 70. So this is, let me just put the line here. This was our stop loss. So when it came down, I added into my position, stock moved back up, consolidated, I added more, and then when it broke out, I added more. We took first partial on the 71.20, which is almost a dollar and 20 move based on the average price we had, and then what my idea was when it sharply came down, I announced with my mentoring students that I'm going to add on the pullback. But and why I'm adding on the pullback? I wanted to add on the pullback of the on the VWAP and on the 50 moving average. So it came down. I added very small size because we have only the last partial left. So 200 shares I think I would have left. I added 50 here and 50 here. I took one partial off here once it bounced back because I don't know whether it's going to go back all the way up or come down back again. So I took first partial. Then when it moved over the highs, I took the quick add. I was thinking it's going to pop and make the new high, but didn't. It moved back up. I took the major partial, and then once this came down, I stop out of the break even. But if you look at it, it consolidated. I didn't wait it that long, and then it all the way touched 70.21. So there was a beautiful three trades in the JD, and this was my decision making process, my thought process, and then entry and exit. If you learn more about my strategies and I want you to learn how do I trade, you can join, as I said, on the live mentoring, or you can take my course where I teach you a step-by-step guide at how you can do a trades and then strategy. Now let's look at the DD where I stopped out. So DD was also a beautiful entry, and but I didn't take the partial. I was expecting a bigger move, but I asked my student to take the partial, and they turn out to be a little bigger loser. So usually I take the partial on one risk unit in the morning session. So if you look at it here, is we went on 10:15, we have a 15-cent stop loss. Stock moved back up over the 10:30. I was thinking a little bigger move. It came down. It had a misprint, touched the 10:50, and comes down. When it comes down and touch our stop loss on the 10.5 and then move back up, I thought that this time is going to move back based on the pattern is emerging. I added into my position, but then it just dropped. Again it dropped, which was our stop loss, which is this support. I was thinking that it's going to come down and sharply move back up, and that's exactly what happened. When it back came back up, I added into the $10 because my average was around 10.10. I added into my position, and I think this was mistake. I guess I shouldn't be adding this piece. I shouldn't be adding it. But the way it is forming it, making a double bottom, I thought it might gonna pull back. But no, it came down and I stopped out on the 986, and I'm glad I stopped out. But look at it, what happened after this. It this is why we call the plan. It came down all the way to the $9. So because of the sudden addition, because the way that's making a formation, that's why I had a bigger loser. But in afternoon, we had a beautiful entry at the $9.30, and I was thinking it's gonna bounce back. Uh, I was not giving that much room. I stopped out here, and if I have not stopped out here, it could be a very interesting long because the moment I stopped out after that, the stock just moved up. So this was the second entry, and the third entry was successful. I wanted to give a bit more time to this stock because it was a bullish stock and there was a big consolidation around. If you look at the 5 minute chart, you will better know because this entry was on the 5 minute chart. So it make the bull flag, came down, consolidated. I went long on the 970, okay, and our risk was only 10 cents. The stock moved all the way up to the 1025. I took the bigger partial. On the way down, I added into the position. I was thinking is gonna push back up the way it was forming, moving back up. So I added a small size. I added on 50 moving average, and it moved back up. But then after all these three add, my average price is around 980, but it moved back up and then drop it back on me, and I stopped out here my all the position. uh, uh, and I'm glad I stopped out. If look at it, that after that it didn't make any move, it's just sideways action. The next one is a Twitter. Twitter was a beautiful trade as well. Let me show you Twitter. Twitter was a sympathy play on Snap and also on the Facebook. So uh, when I was trading the stock, the Snap was coming down, um, Facebook was coming down, and I added the position on 1720 with a stop loss of over 70-30 because it was a VWAP, so we didn't have a good entry. So I reduced it, and then when it spiked up, I stopped out. But when I saw that the moment I stop out, stock came back down. I again shorted it. I added into my position under 70. I took the big partial and the partial, and I closed out. And this was a big good trade around 70-20 to 1680, almost 40 cents trade. So this was a beautiful trade. And once we stopped out on my last piece, stock moved back up to the 70-10, 71-10. So I'm glad I didn't keep the last piece here. And then with the Robinhood trade, a beautiful trade we had is forming a support. Our stop loss was 35, or we can say 34.80. Small size, add, add, add. After this, I was thinking it's going to move back up, but it's consolidated. So I took the partial here. I saw that is nicely holding this VWAP. I've added back into my position. Partial, partial, added, partial, 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 and that is the way I have traded. And I think last piece on the break even, I close on 36.20. So this is the way I've traded. And yeah, now let's look at if you guys have any question. Guys, do you have any questions you wanted to ask? Uh, Let me know. Post on the, put it on the comment section if you have any question. If you do not have any questions, then yeah, I'm gonna close the session now. If you do not have any other question, yeah, I would appreciate if you have any question, give me thumbs up and ask me the question. Uh, that would be interesting to have the two-way discussion. Usually, I don't do the recap like that, so I just wanted to see that whether you like this way or I record the videos on the YouTube and then just post it. So again, if you just wanted to join my trading class, learning about my strategies, or you wanted to do a mentoring, feel free to ask for the help. And is the money always comes and follow you if you have a right education, and on top it's not expensive. It's only 24.99, which is not an expensive at all. You're gonna make this in a one good trade. And yeah, but it's just going to help you. The idea is to help you learn and trade good. So hope you've enjoyed this, and feel free to give me the feedback that how did you like this kind of a recap on Facebook Live. Thank you very much, and see you tomorrow in the morning.